Welcome to the Idaho Business Podcast, the only Idaho podcast focused on providing profits for Idaho people. If you love our state and love small business, you are in the right place. We interview local legends, learn business, and have way too much fun doing it. You're listening to the Idaho Business Podcast with your friend, host, and all-around great guy and owner of New Clean Commercial Cleaning, Spencer Ward.
All right, welcome back to another episode of the Idaho Business Podcast. We are here with Jackson Wood. You guys a brilliant financial advisor, wealth advisor, personal friend, and just all around good dude. But one of the smartest guys I know when it comes to finances, one of the most experts in the nation when it comes to cryptocurrency. So this guy is the guy you need and want handling your money. So we're happy to have him on the show. So welcome, Jackson.
I appreciate that. Thank you. Yeah, firm is Freedom Day Solutions. Unique name, which we picked on purpose, but it's like our little tip of the cap to your Freedom Day is the day in which income comes into your life, passive income, whether it's through an investment portfolio like we manage, whatever business you own, whatever. But whenever that exceeds the income, exceeds what's going out, and at least a portion of that income is rising above the rate of inflation, we call that your Freedom Day, which is really what we're all working towards, right? That day when you can make work optional, take a sabbatical, take a lower paying job that's your passion, or just call it quits and retire and you live your life. That's really what the name of the firm focuses on. And I think that business owners have a unique challenge in that, because not only are they having to prepare themselves financially to be able to leave their business or sell it, they've also got to run their entire business every day, right? And we know that being an entrepreneur is tough and it comes with lots of challenges. So we help people design and build and ultimately accomplish their goals to get them to that day so that they don't have to worry about money and can focus on things that they enjoy.
All right, that's amazing. And that's what all of us listening to this show, that's what we dream for, to finally be able to hang up those working boots and just say, hey, you know what? I'm on a beach. Don't get a hold of me. So that's what we want. So that's what we're going to talk about today. But before we do that, we need to say, hey, we are sponsored by Health West. These guys are a great group of doctors and individuals. Google them where they are closest to you throughout Idaho and see what they can do for you and your family. Jackson, obviously, it's the beginning of the year. A lot of people are thinking, okay, how can we optimize our businesses? How can we make more money? But oftentimes, I think they forget about themselves. They forget, it's nice that my company's making money, but am I taking any more home? What and if I am taking any more home, what am I doing with that extra money?
Yep.
Let's talk about that.
So that's one of the most beautiful things about our country is it's like a spirit of entrepreneurship, right? And I think we do that here better than any other country, which is why we have the most publicly traded companies, so many success stories. And I'll be the first one to tell you that running your business is hard enough. And then you pile on top of that, building a financial plan so that you're financially free for yourself. Oftentimes, and in fact, I think most of the time, comes secondary or even tertiary for business owners. I mean, they're running their business, taking care of their employees, managing accounts receivable and accounts payable. And oftentimes there's just not enough time in the day to focus on yourself, right? There's 11 million businesses for sale in the US. Almost all of them are owned by business owners, by baby boomers getting ready to retire. They're all business owners. I think 1 in 11 sell each year. And so the hard part is business owners, almost all the time, the vast majority of their net worth is sunk into the business. And sunk is probably the wrong term. Maybe that has a negative connotation, but it's trapped in the business, right? Mm-hmm. And so if your entire exit plan or financial plan, I call it your Freedom Day plan, if that relies on selling your business, and we know that 1 in 11 actually sell, before you get to that point and you have to just liquidate your business at liquidation value, and you take it right in the teeth on the amount of money you think you can pull from the business, it's wise to set up a plan so that you're financially free, independent of the business. And then when you sell the business, that's cherry on top. And sometimes it can be a very large cherry, right? It can be a huge influx of cash, a surge into your net worth if you can sell it and successfully leave the business to someone. But I think to be safe, you need to have a plan outside of that. And fortunately, in the US, the way the tax code is written and the way things are incentivized, you get not only great tax benefits for building up these retirement accounts and Freedom Day accounts. So not only do you get that, but there's really powerful tools and options that you can utilize inside of these accounts away from your business that will pay you, dividends, growing dividends. You can invest in the best companies in the world. So not only can you put a little money away for yourself, but you can then take that and diversify and own the best companies in the world. I did an analysis of a company yesterday, actually, that has raised their dividend for 51 consecutive years. It's one of the most well-run companies in the entire world, US-based, and you can take money out of your business, put it into an account that you own, and diversify into hundreds of companies like the one I'm mentioning, and it's spreading you out. So I've always said concentration will build your wealth, owning your business and focusing on that will build your wealth, and then diversification will preserve it. And you have to start implementing these diversification strategies before you get to the point of desperately needing to sell the business, because it might not happen. Hopefully it does, right? But it may not. And so you need a plan outside of that.
I agree. Because, obviously, you and I have discussed this, and we know the average right now out there of most of these baby boomers that are retiring that own up businesses that have an average of a little over 200,000 designated for retirement. And they need to sell their businesses to have a better, desired outcome for the retirement and a better quality of life. So us younger generations can learn from that and say, okay, we need to, these guys build great businesses and there's opportunities there, but we also need to make sure that we're taking care of what we need to take care of outside of our businesses now. Now, when it comes to, Jackson's got me reading a book right now. He told me to start reading Profit First. It's a great book. There's plenty of funds, like you just said, that we can invest in when we actually take the money and hand it off to someone smart like you. But before that, what would you say to the business owners? Like, hey, man, I don't take much out of my business. My company makes enough to pay the bills and all this kind of stuff, but I'm not taking that much out. All my equity, everything's just in the business.
Yeah, I was actually talking to one of my close friends yesterday. That's a fractional CFO. So he gets hired by different companies and owners. Most of the time, they're solo business owners that are doing everything, and they've grown to the size where they need to bring someone in to help them with their finances. And he was telling me about this business that he just started working for. They do about $4 million in revenue, and the business owner had been doing everything: marketing, the sales, the bookkeeping, the accounting. So we brought him in to take some of the load off his shoulders. And the first thing that my friend did, which I've done for dozens of companies, is build a chart to show the business owner where the actual money is flowing, right? And so as a business owner sitting on the top of the equity, you need to understand where every single dollar is flowing, right? And you can break it out into these really elegant percentage charts. And that's why I like that Profit First book, because it walks you through the journey of truly taking care of your business as an asset, right? Start looking at looking at it as an asset that you own, assign a purpose for each of the dollars. And then ultimately, as you focus on growing that bottom line, that profit, or that I love to call it free cash flow, just because of the connotation that those words bring into your mind, understanding how much you can pull above and beyond a salary, right? And there's a lot of accounting reasons why you don't want to set yourself up on, tax reasons why you don't want to set yourself up on a massive salary. You want to set a salary, pay yourself, and then take profit distributions from the company. That's really, really crucial to understand. And, just from my experience, some business owners know that, right? But a lot of business owners are busy going out and writing down bids and securing new work and hiring, and they don't really understand where the money flows. But that's crucial. I mean, I can't overemphasize that enough, of understanding where the money is flowing and setting up a plan. And it may take a while to start pulling profit from your business, because you might have, a big liability that you've got to pay down and maybe refinance or get under control, right? You might have a line of credit or a credit card or equipment loans or whatever that you've got to focus on first. But just the experience and the exercise of doing this will allow you to set up a plan. Once you have a plan, you can know, hey, you know what? I'm going to focus on the debt first. And then once I get that paid off, now I can start drawing pure profit and free cash flow for my business. Or you might be surprised that you can afford to take these owner draws every quarter or every month. And just building that map is crucially important. And I don't think enough people do. And the funny part is, I actually think it's fun, right? It may be kind of daunting. You ever done a homework assignment that you just dreaded and you're like, oh, I'm not doing it. You wait till the last minute and then you do it and you look back and you're like, oh, that wasn't as bad as I thought. I kind of liked reading that book and writing the report. It's a good story. That's what I've seen people go through. It's eye-opening and enlightening. That's a learning experience first before anything else, but it can often be motivating, right? It can be incredibly motivating seeing what you've built as an owner and what it can do for you financially.
I love it. That's huge, and those people that are thinking, I can't afford to bring someone in because maybe you're thinking to yourself, I'm talking to you guys listening right now. Maybe you're thinking to yourself, I am that guy that does everything in my business. And there's many of us out there that are like that. But if you don't understand the books and all that kind of stuff, and you don't have anyone in your immediate circle that does, or really understands it. There's plenty of people that say they understand it, but they don't. You can't afford not to bring someone in to get a good bird's eye look of your books, because there could be some hidden gems. There could be some diamond mines, not gold mines, some diamond mines in your business that you don't understand. That money is just flowing out of your business that you could quickly dam up and make into something profitable.
Yeah, and that's one of the cool parts about my industry. A fiduciary financial advisor, a financial planner can really help with that. Fractional CFO, if your business is big enough, they're not you're not having to pay $150,000 salary. You can hire someone. There's a lot of expertise. I don't cut my own hair. Maybe today it kind of looks like I do, but I outsource this stuff to the pros, right? Like, so don't feel overwhelmed as a business owner if that's something that you have no interest in. You might love being out there picking up a shovel with your crew, building homes, right? And you might not want to pay attention to the books and the finances, but it's vital, right? It's vitally important. And I think that the business owner needs a mentality shift of not something they have to do. It's something that they deserve to do for their business and for their future. And seeing it as an opportunity is a big benefit. I mean, it costs money to hire a personal trainer, but if that's the only thing that's going to keep you motivated and keep you accountable, then you better hire the personal trainer, because you'll be healthier and more fit and feel better, right? A lot of people can go do it themselves and go to the gym and download it. And I think that's great too. You might be able to download these books and read through them and overhaul your business finances. More power to you. I think that's a great way to save some money, right? But some people, you kind of got to be honest with yourselves. I know how to do my own taxes, right? I've got an MBA. I don't do them. I pay an accountant to do them. And I think that kind of conversation, there's a lot of similarities in that theme.
Yeah. Well, that's huge, just because I think there's too many people that are thinking, of course, I just lost my train of thought now. I had something really good, Jackson, and that's what happens sometimes in my mind.
I mean that's really the exact point, though, right? Like,
yeah,
business owners have a lot on their mind, right?
It's true.
You ever been so busy during the day where you get everything done and then you forget to eat lunch or breakfast?
Like today?
And you get to it's gonna be like 10 o'clock at night. And you're like, oh, I think I'm just going to have a bowl of cereal or some crap out of the fridge. Right. Maybe that sounds simple and oversimplifying this. I mean, it really truly is important. And you deserve, after years and years of building your business and learning your trade and perfecting this and hiring employees and paying bills and buying equipment, you deserve to have a financial plan that you can reference and pull out for the peace of mind and the comfort that that's going to give you. But then also the motivating factor of, I mean, imagine you have a set financial plan. You know, in your business, if you go out and you land one more client, if you have a financial plan, you know exactly what that's going to do to your bottom line, right? If you're operating in the dark, you can think, oh, it might be great to land this client, but I don't really know what change that's going to occur what that's going to cause in my business. And so you're kind of operating in the dark. But if you have a plan, you know, or you can even take it further than that of, I want to be independently wealthy outside of my business. And I know that if I grow by this % every year, or I convert this many leads in my business, that it's going to allow me to pull out an extra $50,000 a year for my business. And I will get to my financially independent goal, 7 years earlier or whatever it is. Right.
I like that. And even though that people are, you're bringing someone in to understand all that stuff for your numbers and stuff for your business, doesn't give you the excuse as a business owner not to understand what you're looking at.
Oh yeah. Especially as the CEO or the founder of the business.
That's where, and obviously Jackson's a trustworthy dude, but that's where you see the stories out there of bookkeepers and managers of the companies taking these other owners for millions of dollars, especially for bigger companies, because the owners are like trusting these people to do X, Y, and Z. And they're like, oh, that's Sean's job. That's Carol's job. Okay. Well, meanwhile, they're over there, just taking you for all you got because you don't understand what you're looking at. So you've got to understand the basics. You've got to understand it. So this is coming from someone who hates numbers. But I've had to tell myself, Jackson and I both, have a consultant that tells us, I love numbers and numbers love me. Jackson loves numbers. He's really good at numbers. I do not. So that's what you have to understand.
It's a good saying. It's simple, but it's trust but verify. Yeah. Right. You got to have good team members you can trust. But an audit does its job, right? You verify everything's actually flowing through. It's your money. You're the business owner, right? You need to know where it goes. You don't have to be pulling up every single debit card transaction and making sure it's going into the right spot. But once a quarter, once a year, you need to do the homework, right? And I promise you, when you actually do it, you look at it, it's not that bad. And it's actually quite insightful and you'll enjoy it. And the cool part is, right, so maybe the next evolution of this is, all right, I've built this financial plan. I kind of have an idea of where I need my money to go and goals I need to hit. What do I do? Like, what's the actual rubber meets the road account I need to open? And that's the cool part about our tax code and the way we incentivize capitalism here in the U.S. You can get all sorts of tax benefits from setting up different accounts. So there's all kinds of accounts like a 401k, a simple IRA, a SEP IRA, Roth IRAs, traditional IRAs. If anybody has questions on those, we can obviously get more specific. But one of the good old fashioned accounts that I like is just an after-tax taxable account in your name that has flexibility. And then the conversation even evolves after that of account or investment strategies and risk and asset allocation and all that. But none of those conversations are possible or even worth having until as the business owner, all right, here's what I'm taking out of the business to secure my independent financial freedom outside of the business. And then you've already got this whole structure in place when you do sell the business, which I hope everybody that's listening that's a business owner can do, and that they start prepping for well in advance of selling the business. When they sell it, you sign the asset purchase agreement or the business purchase agreement. Before you even sign it, you already know, all right, I'm going to get a wire of money coming in on this date. I already know where it's going. I've already got a tax efficient, risk managed portfolio and strategy for where this money is going. I know why it's going there, and I know what it's going to do for me in the future.
I love it. I hope all you guys are listening to this. They are really taking some of these golden nuggets that Jackson's saying and taking them to heart. So as we close up here, Jackson, I want to roll the red carpet for you a little bit here. So if any of these people are listening thinking, oh, gosh dang, I got to get a hold of Jackson. and I need to get a hold of them now. Who are you taking on for clients right now, and how do they get a hold of you?
Yeah, I appreciate that. So we take on anybody. We don't have account minimums. The only thing that we have is kind of like a requirement to have us work for you. We call all the people we work for our partners. So to be a partner of our firm, we just require the desire and the motivation to reach a Freedom Day. We don't care about account size. We don't care about figures, the type of business you're in. We can handle everything. We have a full team. We call our business a family office for the merely wealthy. We've got a full team roster of everything that anybody could potentially need building this out. We just want to be with people that are excited about doing this and are ready to get serious about it. So that's how we've structured our firm. We're completely transparent. We do this quite large firm. We manage just under $500 million for business owners and individuals and families around the U.S. I'm obviously based here in Idaho, so I've got a lot of business owners and individuals that we work for here. But really, the point of me saying that is, if you're right at the tail end of your career and you got your business and you're ready to get serious, that's awesome. If you're just starting out and ready to really take this serious, and that's a huge advantage if you're running into this at the beginning of your business and your career, that's perfect too. So hopefully that makes sense. And if it's not us, the only thing I would say is find someone you love and trust that's a fiduciary. That's the crucial part here, not a commission-based salesperson. You need to find a true fiduciary. And I just happen to think we're pretty darn good at it.
There you go. He is. So give him a holler. You told him your contact information? Yep.
So Jackson at freedomdaysolutions.com. And our website is freedomdaysolutions.com. There's a bunch of contact us. You can reach out and go right to my email.
Perfect. Well, thanks again, man. I appreciate it. And as always, those that are listening, go out there, be happy. Number one, life's too dang short not to go out there and be happy. Be grateful for what you have. There's so many people out there that have a lot less than you and have a lot less to be grateful for. So be grateful, and then go find opportunities to serve some people. So thanks again, Jackson, and see all you guys soon.
Congratulations on spending a couple of minutes getting a little bit smarter, having some fun, and supporting the Idaho business community. If you're feeling the love, make sure to subscribe, rate, and review on iTunes, Stitcher, or wherever you are.